Okay, so first things first, right? We talked about what we need to do to truly dominate online. The first thing is we need to make sure that our website is built to convert, right? We need to make sure our website, when somebody gets there, they're compelled to take the next action. They're compelled to pick up the phone. They're compelled to start the chat. They're compelled to book that job online. And the reason is your website's the hub, right? It's where your customers are going to end up before they convert. So regardless of what marketing you do, let's say you're doing billboard ads. Let's say you've got a truck wrapped, for all of the vehicles you have in your fleet. Maybe you're doing websites. Maybe you're doing SEO. At the end of the day, your customer is going to wind up on your website, and how well your website does or does not convert will either increase or decrease the return on investment of all your marketing. And I've just got scenario 1 and scenario 2 up here. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this example, but the bottom line is if you can improve your conversion rate from 5%, which we see an average of about 5 to 10% in this industry, to just 15%, that represents a tripling in the amount of leads you can generate for the traffic you already have. And I'll show you some examples. We're converting on our websites north of 25 to 30% on a very consistent basis. So I'm going to show you the very specific things you can do to really increase your conversion rates. And so a great example of this is a company we work with called Lanny's. They're a full-service plumbing, HVAC, drain cleaning, and electrical company based in Fargo, North Dakota. And I got a visual up here. You can see on the left, when we started working with them, this was the website. They had a very basic website, didn't have personality, didn't have authenticity, didn't have any of the elements we're going to show you now to improve your conversion rate. And we launched an updated version of their site with all of that stuff going. And you can see, without changing anything, without improving their rankings, without increasing their lead flow, without increasing their spend or anything like that, we were able to increase the call volume from their website from 55 to 317 without changing anything. You already had traffic coming in. We just changed the website and it started converting significantly better. And this is the actual tracked calls from their website. And so if you look over the years, as we started to roll out the digital dominance method, get them ranked, start driving some paid traffic, they generate over 930 leads per month. Fast forward about a year later, 1,598 leads per month. So, and these are tracked phone calls and or web submissions on the site. Their average cost per lead is ridiculous, $1.56 from organic traffic. I'm not saying you're going to probably get that, but the reality is when your website converts and you plug it into active traffic sources, you can generate lots and lots of lead flow. And so I've got a workbook that you guys can check out tangent to this. If you go to plumberseo.net/convert workbook, it just kind of helps you checklist what you want to do on your website to maximize conversion. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the things you want to put in place to really improve the conversion rate from visitor to caller on your website, right? And the impacts that can have. And in your workbook, I've kind of got this plotted out. We want to make sure we're speaking to our ideal customer, what their fears are, what their frustrations are. You want the copy on the website to speak to that individual. And not everybody is your ideal customer, right? Number 2 is we want to be real. We want to use authentic images. We want to use authentic videos. We want to give the people the opportunity to know, like, and trust us before having to do business with us. So don't use stock imagery on your website, but rather use real pictures of the owner, real pictures of the team, real pictures of the facility, real pictures of the trucks. That creates authenticity. Use multimedia. More and more people like to watch videos. If a picture says 1,000 words, a video tells a million. Use video. Have a welcome video on your website. Have a video that talks about the different services that you provide. That helps with conversion. It also helps with your search engine optimization. Leverage social proof, right? If you've got reviews, put them on your website. Show the source of those reviews. Use tools like Bird Eye, Review Buzz, Podium to pull in your reviews and showcase them on your website. Have the fundamentals in place, which means there's a phone number in the top right-hand corner. There's a web form that people can fill out on your website. Add credibility by using the social symbols that they recognize, like BBB and the local chamber of commerce, the local newspaper, if you're affiliated with that. Use those credibility factors. Ensure that there's a clear call to action after all the blocks of text on your site, right? Really tell them what to do next. Click here to schedule a call. Click here to start a chat. click here to learn more. Call our office at this number right now. Like, make sure that you've got that on your site. Use special offers and coupons. Make sure that your website is mobile friendly. More and more visitors are getting to your website from mobile. Leverage live chat. I think this is one of the newer things that not most of us are doing. Have a bubble there where they can communicate. And a best practice would be to make that a chat via SMS. So if it's just a chat where they can ask a question and then they know once they close the browser, it's gone, that is better than nothing. But the ideal chat scenario would be they can type their name and their email address, their cell phone number, and now they're two-way text messaging with somebody on your team or somebody that represents your organization to answer the questions and to get them booked in. Give them the option to book online, right? If you use House Call Pro, if you use Service Titan, if you use Schedule Engine, if you use Conversion App, you can now give people the opportunity to not have to go through the hoops, but just book in a time, right? I think if you're thinking about the future of your marketing, your customers want to move to two-way SMS and they want to be able to schedule online. And when you do that, you can separate yourself from the competition. Make sure your website loads fast, right? There's things like GT metrics and other tools you can use to test how fast your site loads. Load speed is mission critical and impacts conversion, and it impacts your SEO rankings. Engage via two-way messaging and put marketing automation in place. Marketing automation is when someone fills out that form on the website, what happens? Are we waiting for Susie to pick up the phone and call? Or is there an automatic text message, an automatic follow-up email, an automatic connection request on the phone for Susie just to press 1 and be connected with that customer? There's lots of automation we can use to really speed up our speed to lead and to convert more of the leads that we generate. So that's the high level. These are the 12 things. Ideally, there's at least a couple here that you can look at and say, okay, boom, I need to do that. Here's what I need to change on my website. I'm going to show you a couple of examples here relatively quickly. That way you get the idea. So this is a company we work with in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's called Valley Plumbing. And you can see personality and authenticity, right? First thing you see is smiling faces of the actual people behind the company. You see the trucks. This feels like a quality organization, right? And you can see they're very emphasized on hiring technicians, right? They're very emphasized on being the employer of choice. And so we're kind of leading with some of that on the site. We've got clear call to action. We've got the social factors. We've got reviews and testimonials. We've got video where somebody can listen in. We've got the ability to book directly on the website, right? If we want to book in, and we've got the ability to chat, right? We've got all of those key elements built right in. And so this actually flows directly into their Service Titan account. And so this is what you want to be looking at and what you want your website to do from a conversion perspective. And we've got the phone number in the top right-hand corner, and we've got, all of the different elements to help with conversion. Now, looking at the data, right? Because I said I'm going to show examples, and then I'm going to show you the data in terms of what the outcomes are. Here you can see about a $9,000 spend in their marketing, 510 tracked leads, an average of $18.81. We kind of see like what came from organic, what came from paid, what came from Google Maps. And if we just look at how many visitors got to the website, how many leads were generated, they're converting. This website converts at about 35%, right? So just think about it. If you're converting at 10% versus 30% for the same traffic without spending an additional dollar, you can generate 3 times better results and outcomes. Give me a 1 if you're still tracking along with me here. So there's an example of conversion in action. Here's another company we work with in East Lansing, Michigan, the Meridian Company. Again, we've got like an autoplay video here that you can see. Hey, welcome to our website. We've got the phone number in the top right-hand corner. We've got the ability to schedule right in and pick a time on the calendar. We've got the chat widget where we can engage. It loads extremely fast. It's very conversion-centric. It's got all of the key variables that you would want in order to convert at a super high level. And so I'll just show you the data here for Meridian Company. About a $7,800 spend in marketing, 677 leads, an average of $11.65 per lead. We can kind of see, how many leads are coming from Google Maps, from pay-per-click. But really what I want you to see is a 32% conversion rate. 32% of the visitors that get to the site convert, whether that's through the phone or through the chat, 32% conversion rate. So don't let your internet marketing company tell you that you can't convert at 30% plus, because it can be done. You just have to get the right variables and the right conditions in place. And then one last example here, and then we'll get back to the next step. Here's Nick Skill Plumbing, phone number in the top right-hand corner, easy opportunity to schedule, picture of the owner, ability to start a two-way chat, or kind of start a chat conversation, and the ability to book right in on the site. And so another example here, it does not have to be super fancy. It's the elements of personality, authenticity, and engaging in the way that the customers want to engage. If we look at the results here, about a $5,800 spend, 335 leads tracked on a monthly basis, average cost per lead about $10.99, and a conversion rate of 38%. Like if we look at the amount of traffic versus the amount of leads that are generated. So 3 examples of plumbing, HVAC, home service company sites converting north of 30%. And I kind of walked you through the key things you want to put in place to make that a reality. Because if we can just take your conversion from 10 or 15% to 25 to 35%, that in and of itself gives you the ability to potentially triple your sales by getting your conversion right. And so be authentic, pictures of yourself, pictures of your team, leverage multimedia, use your social proof, show how many great testimonials you have. Don't just brag about yourself, show what customers are saying about you. Have the easy place for them to schedule in. There's really 3 places to convert. They can fill out a form, they can pick up the phone and call, they can start a chat, and they could potentially book in, right? They could pick a time right on your schedule if you have that capability. We want to have the chat. We want to be mobile friendly because, again, more and more people are getting to your website from mobile. So what I want you to do in the checklist, we cover a lot of different things you can do to improve conversion. I just want you to look at that particular section. If you scroll down, you'll see website review. What do you need to put in place? Like, what's good? Where's room for improvement? What's the opportunity? And so I've got it up here visually, but if we pull up our workbook and we scroll down to this section right here, you've got a visual example, and you can say, are we talking to the customer avatar, or are we just talking technical lingo, right? Do we have authenticity in images? No, this is a big opportunity. Maybe I'll highlight this, right? Maybe I'll actually go here and say, ma'am, this is my money right here. I need to put some pictures of the owners, pictures of the team. Be clear on what you can do to improve your conversion rates. Again, it's one thing to hear me talk about it. It's a far another thing to actually go do something about it. And if you'd like us to build a website like the examples I've showed you, and be able to consistently generate a 30% plus conversion rate, we'd love the opportunity to schedule a time to talk. Again, no pressure, but if you're interested, you can go to plumberseo.net/schedule, enter some details about yourself, schedule, pick a time that works for you, and we'll show you exactly, what's good, what's bad in your current strategy, where there's room for improvement, and if it makes sense, how we can work together. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. We'll get to know each other a little bit better.